Hey mama, so I went ahead and pulled a spread and I'm just gonna go off your vibe and your conversation, what you had said. So right off the bat with your first three cards that popped out, I kind of felt like there was another player in the game. Um, Whether this player is physically going to be around or if this is just a mental third person coming into the picture mentally, okay? By thoughts, by actions, by showing themselves in other people's personalities, which makes you think about that person. Um, I feel like the love bombing stage is kind of over in a way. Um, and now it's almost as if you're seeing the true colors, but, to know that we all have two sides, whether it be we want to start being the one that's always right, and I feel like that's them. Um, and then you have just, the Peter Pan complex of someone not wanting to grow up and out of what they've been doing forever, which is hanging with the wrong people. Um, and that's mainly it, hanging out with the wrong crowd. Um, that alone can send someone down the rabbit hole away from family, away from the people they love. But they, do they come back around when they've grown up a little bit or met the right one? I don't know. Um, Let me keep looking. So when you said you feel like something, then you stopped. You have the Ace of Swords in reversed. So the Ace of Swords with, dropping, it's almost like your heart's dropping or your stomach's dropping, you know. Um, is there a special date coming around here for you, not for them, for you, with somebody or, a loved one or something to that fact? You may feel that with the third party. Like I said, I don't know if it's mental, a third party, or a physical third party coming into the picture. I'll try to find out um, through the reading, but I'm kind of feeling with the two of Pentacles here that one of you is juggling some things, whether it be, um, question is, are they with somebody else? I would have to say yes with that question, with that card. Um, it's not your turn, it's their turn. If they're ignoring you at this time, it's their turn to be, you know, love bombed or whatever, then we all go through that, But I don't know if that's something that sparks your anxiety, or sparks that Ace of Swords to fall. Um, Almost like you're losing a grip, And what I picture is, who was it that had to pull the sword out of the stone? I forgot who it was, but I just got up. I'm like so exhausted, so I can't think of the name. And anyone, they can't pull it out, But you were able to pull it out. But now it's falling out of your hands. Why is it falling out of your hands? Is it meant for somebody else? you know and so that's what I feel like you got to focus on. There's someone being very standoffish to you, um, maybe even stubborn in a way, and you're working even harder with this person to try to have a good day or try to start something different, and maybe even just try to have a freaking conversation, and this person just doesn't want to hear it. They're just not in that mindset to receive anything, and don't overwork yourself with that. Don't put too much into it. Pull back. I mean, if that's your personality, to go with it. But the cards are kind of saying don't. Just kind of pull back a little bit. Because what I see is I see a lot of confusion, okay? Um, a mental feeling of a lot of choices, but really in reality, we don't have that many choices. So, and that'll lead to an argument because we don't know, and we don't know where we can go or who we can be with or what we can do. Like I said, didn't really have a question, so I'm just kind of rambling on, and hopefully something makes sense and you can be like, okay, I need more clarification on that. Um, yeah, the Fool card is about stepping away um, from the arguments and the confusion. I mean, sometimes in life we just can't deal anymore, and we have that fight or flight impulse, and we flight. We don't want to fight anymore. We want to flight. We don't want the drama. We don't need it. So if this is you and him, I feel like one of you needs a break from the other one. Not sure, because I'm still trying to tell if it's third party physical. Okay. If it's third party physical, definitely walk away. Okay. Because the sword falling out of your hands makes sense with that, because it would be like it's meant for somebody else to go through, not you. Because I do feel that you've been through something like this previously. Maybe that's the mental part coming through. Okay. Now, if that's the mental part coming through, where you feel that a previous love is coming back in a way in this love, or someone in your surroundings that you're with, it's almost like it's a manifestation. You have to let that go. You have to understand why you went through that. But if you start seeing, and you need to let that go, but if you start seeing, I'm only saying this because I'm looking at the rest of the cards. If you start seeing those traits in that person, with the High Priestess, you need to just run. Okay, because your gut, your soul is telling you, listen, girl, we've done this before. Let's go. Let's go. You have the Temperance card. So do some meditation and sit back and wonder if this is just mental fear that you're going through, or if they're actually showing traits, or if that person is actually coming back around in a certain way through a certain person or a third person. I know that doesn't really make sense. You have to focus on you at all times. Never put anyone first before you. The Star card is all about grounding, emptying your emotions out and letting it be out, because if you hold your emotions in, it's not hurting anybody but you. You're the one getting hurt by holding in all your emotions. Because even if they're not being heard or they're not being understood, you're still getting it out there, I mean, even if you have to write it on a rock and throw it in a river or something, you feel someone is keeping a lot in. You feel someone may have some secrets. You feel like there's a second, I want to say family. You feel like there's a second family. And are you the first or are you the second? You feel like someone is being misunderstood, which could be you. All right? Don't let someone play the victim with you as well with these cards. And there needs to be some closure here with how you're feeling. That's why I feel that I can't tell if it's mental or physical with the third person. You're still holding on to pain. You're still holding on to it, and I can't even tell you to let that go, because that pain was given to you for a reason, and that is what drives you, and that is where your fierceness comes through. Okay, so don't let that heartbreak happen again, though. Trust your vibes and trust your intuition. He may go back. That's another thing I'm saying. If you hang out with the wrong people and you keep hanging out with them, you're going to repeat the cycle. So he may go back, or he may stay longer. I can't tell if he's in or out, because he has no consequences, really. And I don't want you to be at that point where you're mourning for him because he's gone again, or you're disappointed because you don't want to blame him. You want to blame the addiction, or you want to blame the system. Don't let them put that on you. He needs to grow, and I feel it's a he, will need to grow into a more mature person. He needs strength. Um, Usually it takes a good woman, but do you have the strength for that? Do you? Um, so that's my main question. Do you have the strength to guide him through what he needs to get through to be a better person in life? To change his world? To maybe even move away from the people that he knows? It's almost like he's going to go away again. And like I can't tell if he's still in there or out, or if he ever went in there or he ever went out. I just know that there's a cycle being circulated, and it's not going to stop until he stops. Because we can't blame his friends. We can't blame the people that come back in our lives, you know? So with that being said, I guess you have some answers here for yourself. If that's really what's going on. I mean, because that's what I'm feeling from the struggle here. And that's maybe why the Ace of Swords fell. So you let me know, Mommy. Much love.